Hi everyone, hope everyone's doing well. So for the last 6 to 8 weeks we've been saying to you, please don't touch your hair, wait until we get back, you'll be okay, push it back, style it. But obviously we are 8 weeks into lockdown now with a prospect of at least another 6 to 8 weeks. So I've had a lot of requests and a lot of people asking for help, and I've decided to do a very basic tutorial just on how to tidy it up, just to see you through the next wee while. Now this does go against all of our instincts because obviously we want a professional job done, and this will not be a professional job when you're doing it at home, but I think at least if it keeps it tidy around the ears and makes it more manageable for you, then go for it. So the things that you're going to need a set of clippers. Now, I use the Wall Super Taper clippers. They're really good, but we would recommend any type, but obviously the more you pay, the better the quality of clipper. The other thing is you'll need to buy a set of guards, and I would recommend that you go from a guard up to a 7, maybe down to a 4. We're not going to do anything too short at the moment. You will also need a comb. Now, my lovely husband Scott has agreed today to be our hair model. I would recommend, if you don't have a gown, just use a towel or something just to protect your partner, your client's neck from hair. So we're going to start. Now, I think because you're new to this, it's better to start at the back. So start with the biggest guard that you've got. Because Scott is lucky and he gets his hair cut at home, it's not that long. But you guys are going to have some pretty long hair. So I would recommend you put your 7 on. Now you'll see here, you've got this lever goes up and down. So when it's up, it's a 7. When it's down, it's a 7.5. So actually start at the biggest setting at 7.5. A lot of people worry about where to stop. So this is where I recommend that you use your comb. And by holding the comb in place, it just stops you going too high and taking too much hair off. Just to show you what we're going to do, I'm going to follow it around, but we're really just, at the moment, we want to just tidy it around the ears. So we're really just looking at this section here. So we're not really wanting to do any more than that. Start at the back. If you're a bit nervous, it's better to start there. And also if you suddenly go in, if it's too long or too short, it's not easily seen at the back. So hold your clippers firm. Some have cables, that's fine. Make sure they're obviously plugged in. Get to your 7.5, lever down, switch your clippers on, put your comb where you want your comb to be. So you'll see normally there's a natural kind of bone, it's called the occipital bone in the head, and this is really the kind of point that you want to be working up towards. I'm going to put my comb here and just work with my clippers up. Now, when you're using your clippers, it's quite good to use what we would call a C shape. That way, as you work up, you're working out, and then it's not like you're just stopping and you've got a big ledge. So working with a C just makes it softer. It's a really good idea, like I'm doing now, is to practice without putting the clippers on. So practice your C shape, practice holding your comb, and do all of that until you feel confident. And when you're ready, then put your clippers on. Now working around the ear, don't be afraid of touching the ear, of holding it out of the way. You can always not use your comb at this bit, get the ear out of the way, and then just get your clippers and work around there. But again, I'm still using that C shape. Now, as you can see, because Scott's getting regular haircuts, he's very lucky. There's not a lot of hair to come off, so I'm going to take it a little bit shorter in a minute, but we'll just want you to get a feel of what to do. Now you don't really want to go any higher than here, so this sort of temple is as high as you want to go. And already you can see here, obviously we've got the longer hair here, but it's starting to shape up through here. So I'm going to just speed through this, and you can just have a wee look as it. So I've gone down a guard now, I'm going to a 4.5, and we'll just do exactly the same again. You've noticed I'm using the comb all the time to comb the hair down. If the hair gets messy, the clippers don't pick it up properly, so keep combing the hair down, keep it nice and smooth. Remember, we're not going, because we've got our 5.5, our 5, and now we're going 4.5. So we're not going as high this time, we're only going to about here, taking that hair off there. So again, you'll see already on here, there's no kind of ledge or cliff edge as we've seen on the internet with bad haircuts. So it's just a lot more of a smooth transition. So just work slowly and work your way half a guard at a time. For your purposes, that's probably as short as you should try and go. It's going to tidy it up. I wouldn't try and do anything more than that. If you've used a 7, that should have got all this weight off here, and then you can work down. What I absolutely wouldn't recommend is that you pick up a pair of scissors, you try and touch the top, you try and do the sides with scissors. That's where things get really, really messy. I think the purpose really that we want is just to trim these areas. Now, I know a lot of people, and you can see here Scott has lots of little hairs. So, I mean, I've got some mini clippers. You possibly won't have those at home. It's actually quite easy to cut some on with a sharp pair of clippers. So again, we're not looking for perfection. We just want tidy. So I would absolutely put a guard on when you're going to do these edges. And I'm going to work with a number 1. And I'm not touching the hair. I'm just the actual haircut. I'm just getting these little tiny hairs on the neck. So I'm going to take away the cutting collar. I've got my guard on a 1, and I'm just going to work just on these little hairs. Now, sometimes again, hairs grow in different directions. On Scott, they grow up. So you can turn your clipper and use your clipper on the way down, and you can see it's not baby smooth, but it's really tidied that up. I personally wouldn't go any shorter than that. A lot of people, including Scott, actually has very sensitive skin here, and if you start to go with metal with a clipper onto them, you could end up with quite sore skin. So definitely use a guard. Number 1 is fine. As I said, we're not touching the haircut, we're just touching the neck hairs. And again, on this side, just little hairs here, and we're just going to go just hit them, and then just because they grow down a bit, just turn my clipper and down there. Again, it's just up in the C shape out. And that really is all I would do for now to keep hair tidy. Now, what I would suggest is if you wanted to do more than this, or if you make a mess, or if you get stuck, then please message us, DM us on Instagram or Facebook, and I'm very happy to do a Zoom talk through with somebody and to help them. But hopefully this has helped you just work out how to just tidy the edges, just to keep you going until you can come back. Okay, stay safe everyone. Thank you.